The Madison Seminary, Madison, Ohio. This is actually the third building, the one that's currently standing. It was built around 1857 and was used as a school to around 1881. Through its doors went about 500 students, more than 500 students. Originally, it was held at the meeting house. It was on the corner of Hibbard and Middle Ridge Road. There are no known photos or drawings of the meeting house. Then, when they outgrew the meeting house, the founders, trustees that be managed to get the property that the current place is. It was roughly 2 acres, even at that time. And from there, by the third or fourth year, there were over 160 students who were attending class or classes there at the seminary. In the drawing that you see, this is actually where the green is where the original meeting house was. The yellow is where it currently sits. This photo here was taken around 1873. It actually encompasses many of the students who were there at the time. There's actually a secondary photo that goes with it that shows some of the students, and it has their names. And so by looking at the two, you can see that some of the students listed in the second photo are actually in the first photo too. The artist rendition, it's not known who painted it, drew it, but it is a possibility that Helen Bidwell Hogue King, who was actually a student in the 1850s, may have painted this. I'm not certain, but it would make sense that they would have used somebody that they knew or somebody who loved the seminary to make it. This photo was taken sometime between 1890 and 1900. This is after the WRC took over the building, and as you can see, there's now a porch on it, as opposed to the others where the steps went straight up and into the building. Now there's a wraparound porch. This was the first level, so this would have been an earlier image of the WRC. It's not certain if the other building had been built or was in the process of being built at this time, because we don't have a date on this particular photo. But as you can see, there are many of the women, so we're going with the WRC. Ladies came into town. Maybe it was a dedication of the property. You can see some of the older women are here too. One of them may actually be Elizabeth Stiles, who was a well-known Civil War spy for the Union. But this just is a depiction of, it's a picture of the seminary. This is a little harder to see, but they're working on the second level of the porches, because if you've ever been there, you'll know that there's a double porch at the end of where the front door is. This just kind of shows it. And then this photo shows it after it was completed, along with some of the people who were living there. The porches would have been put on so that the elderly ladies who were there could get out into the air and sunshine and not just be cooped up inside, but they could get out, and they didn't have to take them up and down the stairs depending on how mobile they were.